Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience. Please welcome to the stage the cast and filmmakers of The Lone Ranger. Let's start with Jerry Bruckheimer, Harry Treadaway, Ruth Wilson, Mr. Johnny Depp, Armie Hammer, Tom Wilkinson, and Gore Verbinski. So I'm going to start things off by whipping down the table, and then we shall open out to you guys in just a second. Gore, can I start with you at the end of the table, please, sir, if that's okay?
Sure.
Funny script, great cast, and I felt a real, hat tip to the incredible landscapes and beauty that we saw in Westerns from the likes of John Ford. Would that be a good assumption, sir?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's a language, you know, the Western, and a lot of those places haven't been photographed in so many years. It was just nice to kind of run right at it and to go there. And the people in Monument Valley and Canyon de Chelly and these places were just really nice. And we went and in Monument Valley, you get a blessing from the Navajo chief and kind of ask permission to photograph in this landscape. And once you set up your camera, I mean, you're there. So it's impossible not to sort of celebrate, you know.
Gives it incredible authenticity.
All of the kind of iconography.
Jerry, if I can move on to you, please. One of the biggest producers in Hollywood in the world, Pirates franchise, to name but a few. Audiences in the States absolutely love this film, even though results maybe aren't as you expected. How do you feel about that, but also with the opportunity of international audiences for the film?
Well, I think the results are never what we want. You know, we always want more, just the way it is, no matter how big or small it is. And, you know, it's a worldwide market, so, you know, one country doesn't dictate the outcome of the movie. It's just a small portion of it.
But looking forward to the worldwide audiences embracing it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why we're here. We're very excited about being in Europe, and just got in from Berlin and Tokyo, and thrilled to be in London again. We love it here.
I'm going to flip back over there, Tom. What a great character to get your teeth into in terms of the layers that he has as a character. Did you embrace that? Did you have fun with it?
Oh, yes. I mean, when I was sent the script, you immediately, but, you know, if by then, the end of reading it for the first time, you sort of know how to do it, then you're going to do it, you know, and that's what I felt about this. There was something that was all of a piece, something I sort of understood, and something, you know, I was flattered to ask to be in it, and at the same time, I'm a big fan of Westerns, so I thought, well, do it. That's the thing.
Armie, if I can move on to you, please, a couple of things. I don't know if I'm the only one here, but for years I've been saying hi-ho silver, which is wrong.
Yep.
So thanks for clearing that up for us. Everyone's been getting it for years. And also, I believe you may well be taking on a Godfather role in the next couple of days, taking on your great-grandfather's royal connection from the past, possibly.
Oh, yeah. In fact, right after this, we're going directly to
the hospital. Armie's great-grandfather was William's godfather, so there's a little royal connection and times for today as well. Johnny Depp, this was an important role for you.
I don't think there's any relation.
No?
For me.
We could find one. We could find one.
It's probably Dragon. We're probably all related.
This was an important role for you. Because there's a message behind, you know, all the fun and the comedy that goes on in this film. There's a message that was important for you to get out there.
Yeah, it was very important. I mean, as Gore and Jerry and I discussed early on, you know, when there was just the very seedling of a story or a screenplay, an idea basically. We all agreed that first and foremost that the Native Americans must be represented with the dignity and the integrity that we know them to have, and to try and show what, you know, what crimes were committed against them, you know, at that, especially at that time, as you know, progress was, you know, bashing its way westward. It was important to also take the, you know, the way that the Native Americans have been portrayed in cinema for however long cinema's been around, you know, to take that idea of them, the cliche of them as savages, and flip that on its head. You know.
Thank you. Ruth, Rebecca, she's a great character. I imagine you had a lot of fun with that. Did you draw inspiration from anywhere or anyone to kind of...
Not really. I hadn't watched. There were lots of, obviously, sort of stereotypical lady in the West is sometimes damsel in distress, attached to the sort of railroad, you know. And I was kind of insistent with Gore that I wanted to be a bit tougher and slap back and scratch back and spit back. So I did. So I don't know. I've seen lots of westerns, but I sort of made them my own as well. Inspiration from, but
yeah. And Harry, Frank, he's a bit of a character, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a bit of a one.
How do you describe him? Because I kind of find it impossible, to be honest.
A clown
Is that the
with a
point?
nice pick. A clown with a nice pick.
And I
He likes
believe,
to wear a bonnet on his head.
but I believe you're taking the William Tell overture a step further as well.
I believe so. That a group called Future Cuts have done some remix of William Tell Overture, which I heard on the carpet last night. Sounded pretty good.
Great. Talking about that, I like it. Right, we're going to head over to this young gentleman in the front row who's from Film Club, who's going to ask our first question. Finn, who's your question for? Go ahead, sir.
Johnny.
Hi, how are you?
I really enjoyed your imaginative and creative roles, especially Tonto.
Thank you.
How much do you personalise and shape your character after reading the script?
Let's see, how much of a person... I mean, you know, you... When you... At least when I read a screenplay, you know, somewhere within the first 10 pages, something hits you, something grabs you, and you know that somehow you're invested. And then what happens to me is that character... as I read through the script, I start to get kind of images of things, you know. Edward Scissorhands, one of the strongest influences on the character was a dog that I had when I was a kid, you know. So it could be anything like that, you know, in terms of inspiration. You add as much as you can get away with, basically, you know. And I've been pretty lucky.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Finn.
Great
Gentlemen.
question, by the way. It was really great. Thanks, man.